Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Guys on Sports. The boys are back. It's week 13. We had a holiday mixed in here. A lot of eating, a lot of drinking for me, especially on Turkey Day. But
that's all pictures.
A lot of new stuff going on. I'll swing it to you. You started a new job. You're back on the workforce. How's it going?
I did. It's been 2 weeks.
Off the stamps.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
I just refrained from cursing there. It should have been effing crazy, but I'm being respectful for the first 3 minutes of the show before I let loose.
Mm-hmm.
Turning over a new leaf. This new job. It's good to be back in the employment ranks because take more accountability for yourself.
And what's your official title?
Yeah. What do you do?
So, I am the infection preventionist nurse manager for Able Hearts. I'm the very first one hired within.
It's a mouthful.
Within their community of facilities.
It's used to that.
So I'm the guinea pig here.
Someone's gonna go in the hospital with they're about to die with an infection, and then Mark's gonna give me 3 cc's. They're like, wait, is that the guy that said Mike Gesicki's the next Travis Kelce? And then flatlines.
So you know nothing about healthcare, which is great. This is far from a hospital setting. So we are. We're
from a hospital setting.
Is this what the fucking new plan is? See, now you're going to get me
No,
going.
you're
I'm
getting sensitive. He just said 3 cc's. You know nothing about
God
hospitals,
damn it! No, that's not what happens in my facility.
I don't think that was 3 minutes.
Yeah, because they're triggering me, Rocky. I can't.
You gotta
help it,
control
all right?
yourself.
I can't help it. Look,
What
I'm
did he
dropping
say?
shit. Anyway,
Said 3 cc's and you lost your mind.
all right. No. So anyway,
It was the Mike Gesicki.
this is an institution that did not have somebody in this position prior to me taking the job for 2 years now.
Oh, okay.
During COVID, which was newsflash, like the worst thing that ever happened to an infection preventionist. So
Yeah.
I have to get basically everything up and running from the ground floor for a facility that's already been operating for 2 years.
So
Cool.
what do you make?
Oh, shit.
200-300 grand a year?
No, it's not even close.
Yeah,
Right?
not even close. Hey, but let's get to you, Rocky. You were in Cleveland over the holiday. How was that?
Greatest city in America. Yeah.
Seeing your daughter and her husband, is that correct?
we missed you.
My granddaughter.
Did you catch any games? Did you?
No, I
eat anything besides turkey?
Saw the Cavaliers play Portland.
Oh,
Great game,
nice, yeah.
Watched Spider live. Spider. And it was quite a game. He's everything that we thought he was and more.
just
Looked
rubbing
good.
salt in the wound, huh?
Looked good, yeah. And he.
What are you crying about? You got Jalen Brunson. Better than Spider.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
on.
I
Well,
guess.
he's better,
Definitely
but
not
he's-
overpaid.
I mean, they tried to get.
He's definitely not overpaid. Actually, have you looked at his numbers?
That's what I said.
I don't like you.
Yeah, I think that I think Jalen's going to work out for them. Okay,
Yeah.
compared to Spider.
Hey,
Anyways, but
Spider's
no, it was,
leading me to a 5-1 division, hopefully championship in my fantasy basketball
Let
league.
me tell you what he's electrified the city. It was sold out, man. It was.
That's nice.
Tickets cost a little bit, but we walked. They
No problem for you.
live right downtown, so we walked right to the stadium. Everybody was electric. They were
It's
excited.
electric, huh?
Yeah.
You're a big electric guy.
They are about to do sports betting, so that's
That's electric.
Yeah.
city's really alive with that. They've got a part of the casino.
Yeah.
They built onto that, so they're adding on just for sports betting. So-
Watson's coming back. So
Yeah,
how you feeling
Watson.
about that?
So I will get to see pretty quickly whether the $240 million that they spent is worth it.
because of that $240 million, I heard that Cleveland actually has a curfew for being electric. They shut it off at a certain time, right, to save money to be able to pay
I mean,
Watson's.
there's some guide rails, some boundaries. He can't use a massage therapist outside of the organization. So that's
Naturally.
that's there, which maybe that'll protect him. We get a good first game. It's against the Houston
Texans.
Just as the NFL script writers wrote it up.
Exactly.
It's a soft landing
100%.
spot for sure.
Are we
Well-
rooting for a good Watson game?
I am.
I'd like to see a good Watson game.
Listen, Watson.
He might struggle though. There's a little bit of rust there.
Yeah,
No.
he's been gone for 2 years, but last time we saw him, it was fringe top 5.
Is it in Houston?
It is in Houston, so it's going to be a very angry crowd, I think.
Yeah, big time.
Hopefully none of his ex misses.
Can you?
Massagers
I would
show up
imagine there
to
could
the
be
stadium.
It's all the cheerleaders.
the front row.
It could be 1 or 20. That are
Or
there.
48.
They may even give him tickets. Who knows?
Watch that guy when he's
They
signing
may give him
autographs
free
after a game.
tickets. Yeah.
Look out.
So, but I think the Browns are going to go heavy with Nick Chubb. They've only won 4 games. Funny thing is they've won all 4 when Nick Chubb has touched the ball 20 times or more.
That's one to put in your stat book. But I'll tell you this: Zach has got some comments for us from TikTok.
Time to check my social media, yeah. To see who loves me online.
We got a pretty big response talking about Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry this week, right?
Yeah, you did. So you guys were talking about the best pure runner.
I agree with you, by the way.
with Chubb.
Okay, thank you.
So half of the comments said Chubb was a better pure runner. Half of them said Henry. But we got a few Jonathan Taylors. We got a few Saquon Barkleys, Josh Jacobs, probably after the Seattle game, naturally.
Big game.
Taylor's looked better, too. He's kind of coming back with the new coach, Jeff Saturday.
Saturday. The comment that I'm going to highlight is from V Hayes 77. They said, I say Justin Fields is the best pure runner in the NFL.
Boom.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think about it, but they might be onto
if
something.
you added quarterbacks, you'd have
Well, best pure runner in the NFL is anybody.
Fields.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Maybe Daniel Jones.
No,
He's top 5 in rushing yards, Justin Fields is.
he's not. Come
Yeah,
on.
Jalen Hurts almost beat that last on Sunday night.
The single game record.
Yeah,
you
but
mean,
I think when you
not
look at
for the
Hurts,
season.
I don't think he's a good quarterback that runs.
Who, Jalen?
Yeah. I think Fields is a great runner.
Yes. I would agree with you on that.
Who's more accurate? I think he's what Lamar. I think he's going to surpass Lamar.
Careful.
In another
Who is?
year. Justin.
Say that again for the camera.
I think he's going to.
What do you mean?
I think Lamar.
Mark is so on edge right now, waiting to just pounce on anything you say.
Well,
it's
let's hear. I want to
disgusting.
hear. I want to hear.
This is a fantastic.
I want to hear the ramifications. Better than what? Like
I think Lamar is a great runner who is an okay passer with a great designed offense, but he struggles throwing deep. And I've watched Fields 2 years in Ohio State.
1 year.
1 year at Georgia, and in high school, actually, in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
He's
Humble
accurate.
brag.
He's accurate, more accurate than Lamar. And once they get an offensive line around him, once they get another, or once Chase and Mooney work together, I don't think they've got a great offensive coordinator yet. But once they figure it out, and he can run when he needs to instead of for his life, I think he's going to be better than Lamar Jackson.
All right, next comment.
next comment is from. No,
because I knew you were going to get ready to jump in
that's
there.
good. That's good. You guys were talking about more so. Phil was talking about the Zach Wilson conundrum. Do they, invest in him, or do they start Mark White or Joe Flacco? Like, where do the Jets go? Random Bengals fan on TikTok said Jimmy G to the Jets or honestly Bridgewater. I think Jimmy G to the Jets is an insane play. I think that fits really well. Robert Saleh used to coach with him. I mean, I think the Jets are actually a Jimmy G away from deep titles.
I think it would fit, but I don't know that it's going to happen realistically.
It might, because the 49ers, are they already done with Trey Lance? Because Jimmy G is a free agent after the season.
Yeah.
Do they really want to bring both quarterbacks in? They could get something for Jimmy G.
I think it
Let's
depends
look at
on
it this way.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jimmy G's already been to the dance, right? The Jets were Mike White away from being pretty
Hey,
serious.
Mike White, we're going to talk about this later, so let's not get too deep in the weeds. But
that's a very
let's hold off,
potent
'cause
offense.
I think we owe Mike White his due.
more.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
they're,
true.
They're,
and we're
they're
going to talk
playoff
about Jimmy
bound.
too.
They're playoff bound.
Has he got any other ones?
Nope. Thanks for commenting on
right.
social media.
That was good. Hey, so we do picks every weekend, and we've had some drama with this last. Mark lost this week, and he doesn't have a story, and he possibly would have to tell an additional story if we change how we do the tiebreakers. But Rocky has decided to fall on the sword and tell a story this week.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Mark's told a lot of stories.
For
so
the
he
one
may be
that-
running out.
An embarrassing story.
But the 1 week, I don't think this is coincidence. The 1 week that you lose and you have to tell a story, you're not here.
No,
That's just way too much bravado,
I
dude.
mean-
You're not.
let me just start
Own
by
it.
saying that the week I lost, I didn't really lose. I tied, and you guys have some generic, stupid incredibly convoluted.
You had the lower score the week before.
It's stupid. I didn't agree to this.
That's fair, but
Last 9.
you
Yeah,
weren't here to vote on it
And you
either.
also said that we had an advantage
How about this? Flip a coin.
by picking on Tuesday, which you had every opportunity to pick.
How about this?
But
Flip a
waited till
coin.
Wednesday.
Just
We'll
flip a coin.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a better idea. Why don't we use
America.
your little cute little wheel generator? How about we do that?
I actually like that.
Oh, look at this.
It's America.
Look at
Flip a
this. I
coin.
won. I don't have to tell a story.
So who's telling the story?
So who's telling the story?
So I got a story for you. This
Yeah,
was
let's hear the
actually
story.
one of the darkest moments of my life.
Oh, these are
boy.
always good.
Yeah. So I was 15. I was 15, and my parents were trusting folks.
Yeah.
A big mistake with me because I was a bit of a shithead.
Language.
Yeah,
What?
no.
Was?
Well, shithead's okay, I think. Yeah, maybe still am, but that's to be determined.
You're the Captain America of this panel.
Is he?
So
Well, language.
my parents left, and I took the car. I stole their car.
I've
took
done
it out.
that a bunch of times.
Yeah. And my parents were kind of okay with it. They
Yeah.
would let me we lived in the middle. So they had moved me from Cleveland because I was a troublemaker.
You
big
owned
time.
the Spaghetto, so
Yeah.
they had to remove you from
So
said
they-
Spaghetto.
He was the consigliere.
They moved us to Naples, very small city, and we lived literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
So they were kind of okay if I drove around
On the country
nowhere.
roads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that wasn't good enough for me. So
No,
I'm
you gotta go get
all
drunk.
Like, yeah, I'm
As a
driving.
15-year-old.
you went across the Tamiami Trail all the way to Miami.
So I'm driving.
Oh, God.
I hit a car.
Oh,
And I hit a car pretty bad.
Yeah.
Take off.
Oh, a hit and run.
Yeah.
Is this?
So this is true. So I'm
No, I
at-
know it's true, but like, are you confessing to a crime right now?
Yeah, no, because you don't need to confess. So I'm at my house, and it's an old car. It's a steel car. It's good
Yeah,
American
built for
steel.
tough. Yeah.
So I am at my house trying to because it didn't do a lot of damage to my car,
Yeah.
and I'm hammering out the front light to
Covering
try
up
to,
a crime.
How fast can the Model T go?
So it was a Dodge Aspen. You can look that car up. It's
good.
pretty ugly. I think we had before because my
Yeah,
first
because
car.
that was your
Yeah.
first car. Yeah.
So this is how I got that car.
Full circle moment.
So I'm beating the light, and I'm concocting the story. I'm going to tell my parents, hey, I was taking it around, took my eyes
Somebody
off the road.
hit me.
No, I was going to say
A deer.
I went off the road and hit, I had everything ready when a police car
There was
pulls
an
up
alligator, Mom.
Oh,
and lights are on, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. So I go out there and I go.
I would be freaking out.
So I go out there. Hey, what?
Hey, officer.
He
Were your
goes,
parents home?
No.
Oh, shit.
Do
So
you
he
realize
goes,
there's 3 people dead at the scene?
So he goes, hey, get in the car.
Oh no,
So I'm
shot.
like, what happened? Yeah, I'm
Good. No, that's smart. You just
What
you don't
happened?
just go into the car. That's
what
smart.
happened?
Yeah.
He goes,
God, you're
Teenage Rocky.
way,
voice
way ahead
squeaking.
of, way
he goes,
ahead
"Hey,
of Shaggy.
You hit somebody. There's tons of witnesses. Get in the car. He goes, let me see your license. I go,
I don't have one.
I'm 15. Here's why I restrict. I had it restricted. So he goes, he laughs. He goes, get in the car.
Oh my
So
god.
I get in the car. He puts a note on the car. Your son is
Detained.
has been in an accident. Come pick him
Oh,
up.
my
and
God.
Ugh.
So they take, and they're trying to, they're really trying to teach me a lesson. So
Yeah.
they put me in the cell.
Did they
Right.
strip you and hit you with the fireman
I
hose?
remember it was no, they didn't do any of that, but they put me in the cell.
That's where we met the first Zaddy.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm there for like 3.5 hours. My parents, they're out and about. So
Yeah.
they come rushing in. Good people. Good people, my parents. They're rushing in. They're afraid to death.
That you're.
I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. They think,
Well, you wouldn't be at the police station. You'd be at the hospital, right?
yeah, but, it's a different age. They don't know what's going on. So they're rushing to the police station. Is he okay? Is he okay? They're like worried
Yeah.
Italian parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
he's
gabagool,
fine.
where is he?
He's fine. They look up. I'm in the cell, and then
It turns to rage.
They still trust me.
Oh, no.
Just total confidence that I'm
Oh
a
my
good
God.
person.
So you milked
Wow.
it.
They're like, yeah, he got into an accident.
This is a confession.
Well, where
but
was
not
it?
to the police. It's-
Where was it? Was it right
to God,
right on the
yeah.
street? They're like, hell no, he was across town. He hit an undercover
Oh,
FBI
my
agent.
God.
No shot.
Hit an undercover FBI agent and left.
Oh, my God.
And my dad does this.
The odds.
Turns, looks at me, doesn't say a word. He
No, that's the
all right,
worst.
let me take him home.
Yeah.
And I literally turned to the officer. I go,
Keep
let
you
me.
here.
I go, let me spend the night.
Oh man.
That was it. Yeah, no, it was the worst night of my
Wow.
life. I got in the car. I'm trying to make amends to my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, made a mistake. Let's rebound, you know?
I'm harder on myself than you could ever be on me.
Back to the drawing board.
Doesn't say a word. The whole way home, I'm trying to negotiate, you know? He turns and goes, I don't want to hear a word from you.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, it was the worst beating I ever got. Grounded forever. No,
Yeah.
it was bad. Anyways, it was a dark moment, embarrassing beyond belief.
Wow.
I had saved, I'd been working forever. I had saved like $4,000. Took all the money.
Back in that day, that's like $16,000.
Yeah, the Aspen was a piece of crap. Like literally was worth maybe $1,200. Took all my money. It didn't cost anything to fix the other car. They ran it through the insurance, but that was my lesson. So my dad pocketed some cash, gave me a Dodge Aspen.
Wow.
Yeah,
God, I
bad.
can't wait to do that to my kids.
It was bad.
That's a pretty good story.
Siphon their Dodge money.
So now you still owe a story,
Yeah.
just so you know. So now these are going to start running into each other here a little bit. You know that, right?
I don't give a shit.
Just give a fact one day. And
Yeah,
we'll
can you
see.
get- yeah.
And I mean, you're probably going to lose this week, so you're going to owe 2 stories.
Yeah, 2 stories.
You know what? I might just withdraw from the goddamn game.
Oh.
How about that?
Well, that seems like you. So yeah, I would
How
expect
about I
that.
do that? What?
Well, then
what
you
would
would-
Everscreen pull out about me?
Your face, maybe.
No,
I don't
never
know.
pull out.
But if you do that, you're resigning to doing the video though. You
That
can't
is
just
true.
pull out and not be in the competition.
Because sometimes you pull out too
You're
late.
you're forfeiting.
And you just gotta suffer. Face
You know,
the
sometimes
face
you
the
pull
music.
out too late,
Yeah.
which is
Which is
possible.
which is the case here. It's too late in the season.
There's a chance you can make a run. And who's in last place? I'm in 3rd place right now by 1 point. How
you?
far are you from me?
I mean, he's going to update
Oh
us
yeah,
later.
yeah. We'll update that later. All right. So let's get to the first segment of today's show.
Pressing issues. What's the issue? If there's issues, we're gonna press them.
Yeah,
Come on now. Hey, baby, ready.
that's a sweet sound. It's been a while.
Too long.
It's been a while.
I mean, we did do it a few weeks ago, but hey, so we're gonna start this off. It's been a tough week for Wilsons, huh? So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna talk about a few of them. But we're gonna start with Mr. Zach Wilson, and I think the big question everybody's asking after Mike White's performance and his other appearances is, will Zach Wilson ever start again as a Jet?
Nope.
Thank you. But yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, there's a lot to kind of bat around. I don't think he will, for multiple reasons. But I like to hear if anybody thinks that he can, if there's a road to him doing so. Outside of Mike White playing like garbage.
I was just gonna piggyback on. I think we kind of unpacked this last week in the fact that, you know, as the franchise quarterback drafted to be so, and they surround you with a young nucleus and they're building around you, and you don't take accountability, the writing's on the wall at that point. I don't know how you come back from that. He'd have to be. Imagine what it would take for him to win the locker room back over, let alone also play
Well,
well
he didn't even
enough.
dress this week,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't imagine he'll dress next week either.
But I mean, why didn't he dress? Do we know that?
I think they think Flacco's better, and they're probably trying to teach him a lesson a little bit. I heard Robert Saleh's radio hit earlier today, and it's a lot to do with mechanics they want him to work on. His mechanics are pretty bad, but I think there's a lot to do with the locker room too. So
They want to hit the. I remember hearing that too. They want to hit the reset button with him a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean he can't run the offense.
I mean, I like Mike White a lot, and I'm like looking at his stats right here. He started at South Florida, finished at Western Kentucky. He had 2 of the greatest seasons. Now it's Western Kentucky, but Conference USA, so it is a Division I school. 66% completion rate, amazing touchdown to interception ratio. He's done when he's come in and played, he has looked like a number 1 quarterback to me.
Well, his jersey from his very first game start is in Canton. He set the rookie record for, I believe, completion percentage in his very first game.
And what he just did in this game is something that Zach Wilson hasn't done in 20 starts.
Yeah.
When people seem to like to play with him, the team rallies
team
for
like-
him.
CJ Mosley, they asked him to describe Mike White in a few words, and the word he gave was electrifying.
Well, and Elijah immediately
Elijah
was
Moore,
Immediately got a touchdown.
Wilson looked like the
Immediately
stud that he is. But I do have some ideas for him to get back on the field outside of Mike White getting injured. And what I would
Let's
say
hear
is
'em.
let's think back 10, 11 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever. Peak Zach Wilson was what? When we found out he was a MILF hunter, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the guy's tweeting out, "That's my QB. He's got that dog in him." You remember all that? It's kind of, it seems like ages ago. But I think he needs to just,
Start banging moms.
he needs to crush another mom.
Yeah.
So some
Mike White's
candidates,
mom.
like maybe Joe Burrow's mom, I thought maybe Giselle Bundchen, who's a mom. And then maybe you get the after effects of Tom Brady,
Yeah. That is sound logic.
right? And Mike White's mom is another, I think, would probably be the.
Because then they become Eskimo brothers, and
They become-
Eskimo brothers always look out for
But
one
he's
another.
Who's an Eskimo brother?
Eskimo, you don't know what an Eskimo
No, no, no. Are you,
brother
talking
is?
about, are you talking about Tom Brady's wife?
Well, yeah, no,
No, no,
Tom
saying
Brady.
that Mike White,
Okay, I thought
because
you were
Mike
saying
White
Tom-
was birthed by his mom.
Well,
No,
I
that's
thought-
not how that works.
That's not how that works.
But
Eskimo
you
brothers,
just said that.
What?
You just said they become Eskimo
yeah,
brothers.
yeah, because he was,
Eskimo, yeah, they'll be, because he and Brady both banged.
Oh, he and
Giselle.
Brady. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's
that's
we
where I
just
came
got
from.
us lost in the weeds.
Yeah, I
the
was
way,
about to say,
the
I was
way
like-
he said it.
I was like, pump the brakes.
I
Mike
think
White's
he-
not doing
I
that
thought
to his
you were
mom.
inventing a new way of
To be Eskimo brothers.
That's
Okay.
just what.
Yeah.
That's where.
Yeah.
That's what they said about.
But I think Mike White's mom is probably the.
I'm gonna look up.
That's
Mike-
how you get.
Mike
the
White.
That's how
hierarchy.
you. Yeah, you just take all the hand
Yeah.
from Mike White.
Yeah.
You kind of do at that
Outside
point.
of that, I don't really see how he could bounce back. I mean, because they don't respect him anymore. He hasn't played well, but I think you pull a move like that.
The only way is if the Jets are the Jets of old and then don't really learn from their mistakes and still try and get like some type of value from Wilson. But I think Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh have decent head on their shoulders. I saw something too about what Richard Sherman was saying on his podcast was potential is probably the biggest like killer in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
If Mike White was drafted at the number 2 overall pick, this would not be a question at all.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a what did you do for me recently league, and it's just if you look at the numbers compared to both of them, like Mike White starts every day of the week.
Yes.
So I don't think there's a
But I
question
think
here.
But I think that like let's say Mike White finishes a season, does pretty well. I still think Zach is starting next camp.
No,
No,
I
I
believe
disagree.
That
no,
would be
no
off-
way.
If
I
they
don't
do,
think
it's
he's
off of
starting,
capital.
I don't think he's starting as the projected starter.
No, I don't
but
think
I think
he's even in-
starting as competition.
I don't think
even,
so.
I don't even think Zach Wilson's a camp, honestly.
Yeah, I don't.
You're
I
going to
think
have to because
No.
you want to get something for him, and you're not getting.
You're
it.
not
That's
going to
what-
get anything for him.
If
Yeah,
the
he-
Jets start Wilson, it's because of this, not because they want him as their quarterback.
the problem with the Wilson thing is that it's been so bad. He's the worst 34th ranked quarterback of all qualifying quarterbacks in the league
worse
this year.
than, except for Baker Mayfield.
Worst in the league, right? And on top of that, the guy didn't know how to handle the media. It's pretty evident that the locker room doesn't like him. It's just bad all around, and they don't plan on putting him back on the field this year.
No.
That's clear.
They didn't pay him
And-
either, so they can cut him.
And then their team is ready to win now. If Mike White could they're going to go to the playoffs. They're going to win 2 or 3 more games. I think they're getting into the playoffs.
Do they
What-
play the Patriots or they already played them?
They played them twice already.
And
Yeah.
lost twice.
That
Yeah.
would be a great.
With
Like
Zach
if
Wilson.
Mike White played them.
Well, Mike
and
White's
won.
got some games. He's got some
He beat
games
the
coming up.
Bengals. They beat the Bengals last year with Mike White.
Yeah.
We're going to see real quick what Mike White's made of.
I-
The one thing that this did provide that I thought was absolutely hysterical, and I'll put it up on our chalkboard app too, on our meme section.
Link in the bio.
was I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was Mike White, pictures of Mike White and Zach Wilson, and it says, "Why do these two guys look like the leaders of the dojos in Cobra Kai?"
That's pretty funny.
Mike
Which is
White's young.
hysterical.
I mean, it's not like they're.
Yeah, he's
it's not
not-
like it's Joe Flacco and it's a
No,
year or
and that,
two
I
of
think
quarterback play.
I think in the offseason, the Jets, if he plays well, they make the playoffs. If as long as he's showing well and they get into the playoffs, they play well in the first round. I think Flacco's going to be gone. I think you bring in either like a Gardner Minshew or something like that to challenge, and maybe you wind up you sign a veteran.
Yeah.
But I don't think Zach Wilson will be around. I
Well-
think you got to get him out of the building.
I mean, Mike White was
I
a
agree.
5th overall pick. I mean, it's not like he was the last player taken in the league. I mean, when did Russell Wilson get drafted?
3rd round.
Yeah.
5th overall pick.
Did I say 5th overall? I meant
Fifth round.
Fifth round.
Sorry.
Right, there's a bunch of guys like that. Joe Theismann, Joe Montana was a third-round pick, I think.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's the one everybody says. So listen.
I mean,
But-
when you look at like
But it's also going to be the one that everyone lambs. How can you guys not
who
mention
do
Tom
they have?
Brady?
Who do
That's
they have
true.
left? They have
They have-
Minnesota. They have Buffalo.
Yeah,
Those
he's
are
got some tough games. Those two, and then he's got
Detroit,
layups.
Jacksonville, and Seattle.
That game's going to be big against Miami.
Yeah, Miami. So
Yeah.
you've got 3 tough games and 3 games that
I think he'll
everybody
play.
should say. That I think on paper you should win. You should beat Detroit, Jacksonville, and Seattle.
Detroit's
I
not
don't
a
know,
layup.
man.
Detroit's not a give me, but on paper you should.
I think
win.
Detroit has a chance to push for the playoffs in the NFC. But yeah, I think it'll be a good test. All of those games. I think he'll play well. He's shown well. He's had one bad game in like the 4 games he started. The other 3 games he's thrown for like over 250, 2-3 touchdowns,
You know who does love him is Elijah Moore because all of a sudden he was relevant again.
and
this
so was
week.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Best
pretty
Wilson
crazy.
in football, they would say.
Well, and
Yeah,
I do think though that Zach Wilson was better with Brees Hall. Like I think with a true number 1 running back,
Yeah.
it hid some of the defects of Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. So from one Wilson to the next, Russell Wilson. It is getting late fast in Denver, man. And you have the defensive players telling him all or whatever, yelling at him on the sideline. Russell Wilson looking like he didn't know what to say. The body language looks
He
terrible.
probably said, "Oh, geez, man."
Nathaniel Hackett might be the second coming of Steve Wilkes, getting fired after his first year. It's a mess up there. But I think the question is, do we think that Wilson can ever be good again? Because we talked about him last year, and he was not great compared to his standards, but he wasn't this bad either. So I think there's a mix of Hackett in there, him. Can he be Russell Wilson again or something close to it?
I don't know, man. You bring him into a fantastic situation, right? You give him Jerry Jeudy, you give him Cortland Sutton. You give him Albio, you give him Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon in the backfield. I mean, granted, he didn't know Melvin
A
Gordon
great
was
defense, too.
yeah, and a great defense. And
Bradley Chubb at the time.
He didn't know that Melvin Gordon was a future fan. I mean, maybe that was the start of the demise. I don't know, but
Who's not a future fan?
he was set up to win, and given his pedigree and what he's done in the past with less, and what he's done with 2 superstar wide receivers in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, you thought this was going to be an easy transition for him. You thought he was going to be able to air the ball out in that thin atmosphere and really, put some yardage and some touchdowns.
Yeah,
on
but
that
do we
field.
think, is there something to say about Nathaniel Hackett and maybe, I think he's mismanaged a few situations. I think that's evident to everybody, but
Yeah.
I think that something I've heard pointed out a lot is that the offense that he runs is very
passer.
not just pocket passer. It's just very strict timing type of stuff, and that's not what Wilson excelled in when he was with Seattle.
A little
Was
bit
more
of backyard.
of a little more, and they played into his strength. So that could be something. I just want to know, would he? Do you think that he could be? I mean, that contract's not going anywhere, right? So
No,
they
have
got to
to.
stick with him.
That's why the question is he going to be good again?
Yeah, can it get
going
better?
Somewhere? Would there be a market? Because I think that
No.
in another world, you either fire Hackett or you trade for Russell, or I'm sorry, you trade for Aaron and reunite them, and then see is there any market for a Russell with another team.
Well, I
they're
think-
going to have to eat so much money. But
To answer the question, define good. Will he be Russell Wilson? No. Age is a thing, and his priorities will change eventually to team 3 full time.
he's not that old though.
But here's the thing, though. I think he's going to be better. Mark was pointing out all the players and all the weapons that he had with him at the beginning of the season. Jared Judy's banged up. Javonte Williams comes back. They did ship away Bradley Chubb, and Melvin Gordon's on the team, so that sucks. But
Yeah, and Melvin
Nathaniel
was a
Hackett-
fumble machine this year, so he was not.
Hackett's going to
Melvin.
get fired, too.
Latavius Murray.
Latavius Murray, UCF. But I think Hackett is either getting fired or getting downgraded. That's a big part of it. I think he's going to be better. Will he be? I think he'll be a top 15 quarterback. I think maybe echelon top 10, probably top 12 is where he probably will.
I think you can win in Denver with a top 12 quarterback in that team and that defense.
That's true.
The bigger question
They're
is
giving up 16 points a game.
Yeah.
does Subway drop him?
Oh, that's funny because I was going to ask you guys. You think his whole image in the Broncos country. Let's ride. All that stuff. We know his image, and he reminds me like child actors like Disney. They just have this very clean image, and then people just get
Get into
sick of
Coke
him.
or
And I think
something.
maybe he needs to get with his PR team,
Well,
and he needs to get edgy.
one.
Like.
Come back with a bunch of tattoos.
Like Miley Cyrus just started going crazy out of nowhere,
And
change
now-
the image. Maybe he needs to get edgy, win that locker room
he
back.
needs to have a conversation with Lindsay Lohan, see what she was doing. And
Yeah.
you might be
We
onto
know what she was
something
doing.
there, too.
Yeah, we know what she
We
was
know
doing.
what she was doing.
But you know what I'm saying? Maybe we just need some edgy, some real dangerous. Maybe
Yeah.
he needs to, curse in one of his
Oh, that'd be crazy.
media availabilities
It's like
after
Broncos
the
country,
game.
let's fucking ride.
Yeah, he might fire some guys up. Oh, that's the guy. That's the Mr. Unlimited.
Or when he went to give like one of his fake high fives, he's like, "Just kidding, fuck you," to nobody.
I'm just saying,
but it would make him edgy.
It might help him out. Maybe guys will start liking
he
him
should
in the locker
maybe
room.
punch a teammate or something.
Have you seen the videos of him on the sideline trying to get everybody to yell when it's a run or a pass? No, you haven't. He does that.
Ugh, cringe.
Like that's like little league stuff. And
Just
then
less
when
is
you
more.
suck on top of that, that's why the defensive players are probably like, shut up.
The defense is playing
the
lights
defense is
out.
played, yeah. I
Oh
mean,
my-
like if you put that.
The Broncos
defense
score
with
18
most
points a game.
teams, yeah.
They win. The Broncos score 18 points. No, let's say 20 points a game. They're what? Like, they probably have like 9 wins right now. That's if you look at what they played.
And to that point, where we were just talking about the Jets, they need a Mike White. Just talking about the Jets, I think I heard something today where they've won every game that they've scored 17 points in this year. So what the hell? I mean,
Yeah.
get a Mike White.
Get a Mike White.
Maybe Russell Wilson's not wrong. Maybe the wide receivers aren't that good. Maybe he's on the sideline. We want a catcher, not a belly scratcher. Maybe he's doing one of them
Oh
things.
my God.
Well, you
You
said
belong in a commercial with Russell Wilson right
he's
now.
he's doing little league things. That's a little league thing.
There you go.
Well, I'm glad there's no
We
Russell
want
Wilson
Moment
on
of
the
silence.
podcast. Yeah.
Moment of silence for Mark's joke, please.
We want a picture.
You might become the Russell Wilson of the podcast.
All right, so from the
I
AFC,
curse way too much.
we'll go to the NFC. I think 3 teams have kind of emerged as the tops, and I got, you can see the names up there, but I think there are question marks about all 3 quarterbacks.
Are there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But we'll put it to the panel. No buy. I already know who you're going to say, but Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, and Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers. Who do you trust, and who's better looking? So let's answer both of those in any order you want. I will say for sure, we know Jimmy Garoppolo can get to the Super Bowl
And can get it.
and can get it. And he also, he did go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he misses one throw and this guy's defamed like he can't play anymore. But, he's been there. We haven't seen Dak do it. And to be fair, we haven't seen Jalen Hurts as good as the season he's having is. We're going to see what he's made of in the playoffs for sure.
But who do you trust, though?
Yeah, that was the question.
I can tell you who I trust the least because you already know who I'm going to say is I trust the most. Dak Prescott. Game
Yeah.
plan falls apart. What can he do? He can't lead his team to a win. The team has to lead him to a win.
I
That's
agree
like-
with you to a certain extent. I think it's more hyperbolic the way you're stating it, which is
Yeah.
fair. But I think it is more of a 50-50 thing with him and the team
What do you guys not trust about Hurts? Like, why would you not pick Hurts?
because you haven't seen it.
Yeah, but this moment right now, who do you? I guess that's where
Listen,
the
Matt
experience comes
Stafford
in, yeah.
broke records, and Andy Dalton, I know is a joke now, but with Cincinnati, they were 1 seed winning their division like 3-4 years in a row, and then couldn't win a game.
Okay,
Get out of the first round. So,
okay, makes sense.
but I think I'd agree. The guy I trust the most is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, and here's why I'm going to say it's Jimmy for me too, is because I don't put all the weight on the quarterback's shoulders necessarily, and the only reason why I would say Jimmy and not Jalen or Dak for that matter is, the old adage is defense wins championships, right? So I don't know that I can trust Hurts in the playoffs, come playoff time, come cold weather, to keep putting up 30-some points a game. So out of their 11 matchups, they've given up over 16 points 8 times.
He plays in Philly.
That's what's that?
He plays in Philly.
No, I get that, but still, their defense is not good. So he's going to have to keep
Their defense is an issue
scoring
right
high.
now. The running defense is an issue.
And
Well,
I don't
we're hurt
know
right
that
now.
he's going to be able to
Whatever
keep
the
that
reason,
up.
it's still an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to keep that up come playoff time because let's face it, game scripts change in the playoffs, right? 49ers, I believe they've allowed more than 16 points either 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And
No, that
you look
defense
at
is
their,
great, yeah.
you look at their defense. It just looks and feels different when they're dialed in than the Eagles right now.
And I feel like the Niners and the Eagles are pretty similar in their play style. Big difference being the mobility of Hurts versus I think Garoppolo is.
I think the Niners are the team to beat for
but,
the playoffs.
But to manage the game,
realistically.
the point that I'm making here is that to manage the game, I do trust Jimmy to put up 17 points to win in the playoffs versus trusting Jalen Hurts to put up 35 points to win in the playoffs.
And this is
Good point.
unfair, but we seen Jalen Hurts, what was it, Tampa in that first round last year, and he looked outmatched. Now he has another year under his belt, and it could be different, but that's what we've seen.
Yeah.
And Dak. You've been looking at stats, so I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think of the three, Dak is somebody who is always demeaned.
Around.
And I don't get it. I watch games with him, and I don't get why you guys don't like him. It's got to be because
did you see how he mismanaged that playoff game last year?
You
got to know the clock.
Every quarterback that you've mentioned, Jimmy and Hurts, have made mistakes in big games.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys, and maybe not you as much, these two hate the Dallas Cowboys to a point.
Well, I mean,
Dak hasn't been to a game to make a mistake yet. He hasn't had a game.
I think I've been pretty objective with
maybe, but you're smarting from a recent loss by the Cowboys. I think the one I trust the most to know who he is and to play with it himself right now is Hurts. I think Hurts has got himself figured out. He knows he's an good passer, not a great passer.
Good passer.
And a great runner. But at the end of last year, great teams figured out how to stop him from running.
Yeah.
And it stalled the offense.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to have to win through the air, I think, in the playoffs.
Now they got AJ, and that's a new, piece. So maybe that doesn't happen this year. So to me, the team that seems the most ready, both offense and defense,
is the Niners.
That's where I go to. But I got to be honest, Dallas impresses me. I like the 1-2 punch of Tony and Zeke. I like their wide receivers. I think
did too,
Gallup really impressed me.
Yeah,
because
Gallup did too.
He pulls people away, and it makes CD more dangerous. They've been different since he's come back to
Dallas, and you think it's a bias. It's really not a bias because I think they have a lot of good players, but there's a common thread with them the past 10 years,
Make
which
Dak
is
win.
they're always very talented. Dak has not shown up in big games. He plays very well during it. He's a good quarterback. Big games he has not shown, and Mike McCarthy is an accident waiting to happen. They did totally mismanage the end of that game last year where they should have had a chance to
I agree with
hit a field goal, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we've seen from them.
Yeah.
They've routinely probably had number 1 or 2 most talented roster in the conference, but it doesn't always show up.
Who's
right?
calling the plays in Dallas? Is it McCarthy or is the offensive coordinator calling
No,
the
it's
plays?
Kellen Moore, right?
Is it Kellen Moore calling the plays?
Who should be the coach, probably.
Well, I'm telling you, the one thing that Dallas has really hit on is they finally figured out that backfield, and that's like a very easy blanket statement to say, right? Because they're both scoring points. But what they figured out is they're such different running backs. Their styles are 100% opposite, right?
Thunder and lightning, you might say.
So you get those games where they're both unbelievable, but it's usually against shit defenses. And the one thing that Kellen Moore has really game planned for is when they're playing certain styles of defense, one will definitely exceed the other. So one will get a lot more touches than the other and have a better game. And it's interchangeable with both Tony Pollard and Ezekiel.
Well, like against the Giants,
and they are very
ran
dangerous.
Pollard more, but then they brought Zeke in for that. Like Zeke at the goal line, Zeke knows how to get in.
Yeah.
And so that's what they did. And I think, I don't know. I like all three teams. I agree with you that I think Dak has a penchant to make mistakes, but I kind of feel like
Is this the Cowboys' year?
No, I kind of feel like it's running through
never their
San
year.
Francisco this year.
Yeah.
I do
that's
as
just-
well.
To me,
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel that way. But
No, it makes 100%.
Well, I
it makes
think-
sense.
Well, I don't know. Maybe because they have a shitload of weapons for Jimmy G.
Well,
And they have a
it's
good
not even
coach.
that.
Crazy.
It's
Their
that, it's that
experience.
defense. When they're healthy,
It's crazy good.
comes at you so quick
Yes.
that I don't care who the hell you are at quarterback.
No.
Pause.
You get absolutely no time to.
But I think they're the last 4 games, 0 points in the fourth quarter. They're probably the best coach team out of the 3, and that's just Shanahan's record in the league. I mean, he's folded in some big games too.
Hey, Chiefs Niners Super Bowl rematch.
I think I called the Niners to go to the Super Bowl and Niners Bills.
And I
in
think the
beginning of
Niners
season.
win because, like, I watched the Rams versus the Chiefs last night. Or
Yeah.
was it last night?
They were playing with their food though a little bit. No,
They were.
I don't think like
I
they're-
think so.
I think everybody's talking like the Chiefs don't miss Tyreek and the Chiefs
no, they
miss
do
Tyreek.
miss Tyreek. You're gonna see that more the next few weeks. They got the Bengals next week, and I'm looking forward to that game. That's
Listen,
gonna be
they're
fun.
running out 13 personnel
Yeah.
with 3 tight ends because their receivers suck.
Yeah, they're-
MVS,
But they're also hurt though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Juju's hurt all the time.
That's the
just
thing.
his
Like
MO.
like you were
MVS
saying about the Eagles defense. It's a reason, but
a
it doesn't
reason.
They'll
change.
get healthy in the postseason.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
okay, so they get healthy and they put Hardman out
McCole
there.
Hardman's been doing well.
McCole Hardman is
It's okay.
solid
He's
been
when
productive, yeah,
healthy.
but
He's solid, but I don't think he's better than Sky Moore.
MVS has I think 2 or 3 100-yard games.
I think the problem they're gonna have,
Yeah, but
unless
he dropped 2 passes that would have been caught by Tyreek in that
correct.
game.
Correct.
I think
Yeah.
what you miss is just knowing that Tyreek Hill is on the field.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill's an issue.
Which you had a high-low going on. You had Kelsey that could get open in any zone and beat man, obviously, but he knows where to sit. And then you got a guy stretching the field that everybody's scared of. No matter how well McCole Hardman's playing, nobody's scared of McCole Hardman or getting as much attention or giving him as much attention as they're giving it to Tyreek Hill. So that's definitely going to affect the way teams play you. I think they're going to be okay, but I do think there's a little bit of punch taken out of that offense.
Yeah, I'm not
obviously.
saying they're not
Yeah.
a great team. I just think they're not maybe the best team in the AFC.
I mean, if there's one thing,
Who is? I don't know if the Bills look like it either right now.
If there's one crazy factor though
think
that
it's
you
the
look
Chiefs.
at with that Chiefs offense is, Travis Kelce's getting the ball. You're game planning for Travis Kelce getting the ball, and Travis Kelce is still getting the fucking ball.
I don't know.
Like
man.
it's unbelievable.
I mean
That's
you're
true.
right, but
Yeah.
the running back Pacheco is okay. He's good.
They have Melvin Gordon now.
Did they sign Melvin Gordon? Okay, so that's going to be interesting. But
Yeah.
Melvin's
Goes to the Raiders.
fumbled
It's a clean sweep for the division.
They have like 15 people on that team that you just forget they have.
That's fair.
They also have
they
Rojo
do.
still.
Yeah, and he actually looked like once he's fully healthy
Mm-hmm.
and back in, he could be that receiving back out of the backfield that really helps him.
It
But
could be potentially a perfect storm with how the Chiefs are not being talked about like the Bills have been or like the Eagles have been. The
Josh-
Niners and the Chiefs are kind of under the radar.
Hey,
a
you know
little
what
bit.
might be a perfect storm though? A team that we all said was not going to have a Super Bowl hangover is the Bengals, because listen, they had the same record they had last year coming into this week. They just won a tough game on the road against Tennessee, and they're getting that Kansas City matchup. I can tell you, if they win this week, people are going to start talking about them too, and I think they can do it. They're doing this without Chase. Mixon's looking to come back this week. T. Higgins is kind of turning into a number 1 guy, really, that we thought he was going to be in his rookie year before Chase showed up. They look pretty dangerous in the AFC too. But
let's face it too. I mean, they started off 0-2,
yeah,
but Joey Burrow was coming off. Not for nothing, but he had an appendectomy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's commonplace nowadays. Like, it's not that big of a fucking deal. Like, it's not a huge surgery. They do it laparoscopically, whatever.
yeah.
But still, you're coming. Well, I also I was
Well,
the
I could've-
coordinator in the OR.
I could have said
buddy, all right?
doctor. I was trying to
Okay.
give you a layup, like your medical things.
But
nurse just came out.
The point is, well, no, I'm not ashamed to be a nurse either. But the point is that he wasn't playing at his height. He wasn't playing at a Joe Burrow level, right? And they lost to the Steelers 23-20, and they lost to the Cowboys 20-17, with Burrow not playing at his peak. They could
they
be
lost to the
9-2 right
Browns.
now, and we'd be talking about them.
The last thing I will
As the
say
class.
is
Well,
that
yeah.
I watch Bengals games and then Joe Burrow makes a good play and then Samara goes, "Oh, look at Joe Burrow." I'm like, "Motherfucker." When Samara learns a quarterback's name, she knows Joe Burrow, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jalen Hurts. Those teams, any team that
three
Samara
hot
knows a quarterback,
quarterbacks.
well, you got to consider that team as a contender. Just saying.
I think
So,
you got to consider the
all right, so
good-looking
let's-
quarterbacks.
Yes.
Because Joe Burrow, Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Sounds
They're
like
on
you
the
better.
they're on the
Jalen
Mount
Hurts.
Rushmore.
Sounds like you better join a flag football team there, buddy.
Does she know
Well, I
Deshaun
kinda-
Watson?
No, thank God.
Hey, just
I look at the list of masseuses. I'm like, Samara.
Does she know Zach Wilson?
Hey,
No.
there could be some money coming if that was true. at
Oh my
least.
gosh, big time.
Oh, it's because you're not married.
All right. Well, I think all that being said, whatever does happen, it seems like it's shaking out to be pretty interesting. Different faces maybe than we thought coming into the year. Playoffs look like they're going to be in good hands. Maybe have some matchups actually in the first round that are exciting.
I think Josh Allen's arm is hurt, elbow's hurt more than we think. His last since
Got
the
a UCL
injury,
tear.
well, his stats
Dr. Mark.
since the injury are worse than Davis Mills, who they just benched for Kyle Allen.
Yeah, but
Well,
he can still run.
That's a good
He can
segue
still
because the Bills are part of my class. That is,
Yeah, so
That
let's
you guys
get
don't
into
know
our
about.
class of the week. Hey,
I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego.
all right, there you go. You happy?
so typically I'll be quick with this. Typically the Bills fan base is classy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shout out the Bills organization. The Bills Buffalo had a big snowstorm, more than
Yes.
6 feet of snow.
Yeah.
So they had to go to kind of a neighboring stadium. They played in Detroit for a week, and then they played Detroit again on Thanksgiving. But as a thank you, the Bills organization donated $20,000 to the Lions Foundation and also got the entire team breakfast too.
Well, that's
I thought it was
nice.
kinda cool.
Those guys can't afford breakfast, so that was not thoughtful of them.
Yeah, well, that's why it's even more thoughtful because they could. And here's the gesture of we're gonna do it for you today.
Wow, $20,000. That's super generous for an NFL franchise too.
Okay. Well, I don't see
Shout
the
out
Bears.
Buffalo.
I don't see the Bears donating anything to anyone else. The Bills fans do donate to other organizations too.
They
so
do. The Bills, it's from the fans.
It's from the organization this
Oh,
time.
okay.
I think the bigger class was the Bills families and the community coming together and getting the Bills players to the airport to get to Detroit. People who don't have goddamn two pots to piss in. Or
I've never
however
seen
that
I've
saying
never
goes.
seen a class been more thrown through
Divisive,
the
yeah.
yeah. Like, wow. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Bad pick.
I will never mention a class
it
again.
would have been cooler if the Browns had won that
My
game.
villain arc
Oh.
starts now.
All right, let's get to our pod picks. Mark, can you update us on what's going on?
Yeah. So we have a little shake up here. Little shake up.
Yeah, fuck you.
Coming in first is yours truly.
Always coming in first.
Always coming in first.
You're not talking about yourself, right?
I am.
What?
You didn't come in first.
I didn't.
Mark.
You definitely
lost.
came in last.
That's right. I come last.
Okay.
So, at the top of the leaderboard
I regret everything.
is Rocco at 38, holding steady,
Holding strong.
with his
Whoa, that
big
was-
bankroll and his inside information because he's paying off people.
That's right.
Coming in second
Hey, if you got it, use it.
is Rocco's backdoor lover, Zach,
The youngster.
the bumpster coming in second with 36 points.
Mark, is there something wrong with that?
I don't like this.
In
are you
third,
against that kind of stuff? I mean,
I'm against that kind of stuff when it's my derriere.
the bumps. I think your new nickname should be the bumpster.
Third.
Third is Phil with 35, and I'm in fourth.
With
How many points do you have?
How
That-
many points?
have you broken 20?
Doesn't
It
matter.
is important.
He broke 20
Doesn't
last
matter.
week.
You said everybody's
I'm
points.
in
Say your
fourth.
points.
I'm in fourth.
Read the points. How many points
we
do
need
you
to know
have?
because
Yeah.
it's
23.
part of our strategy.
23. Michael Jordan.
Because I want to know what week you officially lose, and we can just start blowing off picks.
That's true. We take the Bears 4 times.
Yeah,
23 points, huh? That is something else.
because we're in week 12.
So every week, right, there is an available 6 points. Is that
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
right? So through 12 weeks, 12 times 6, that's 60. That's
averaging a
78.
little over 2 points. Terrible
78,
math.
38.
78 available points.
so there's 15 points separating us.
Yeah.
So
you're at 30% right now.
yeah. So one or two more weeks.
Well,
and
we
he
picked
can't catch me.
the playoffs too, though.
Oh, yeah.
But there's not. I mean,
And the playoffs
still.
are weighted differently too.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Since when?
No, they're not.
It's 5 points per win.
Why?
No, how about just winner takes all?
All right.
No, they're not.
So that. Congratulations, Zach, for overtaking me.
I don't think, but well, we can discuss off air because I don't think we picked playoffs because
Yeah, we
we're
do.
all going to pick the same teams.
No, we don't.
No, we did pick playoffs.
We did
all
pick playoffs.
because it spreads in playoffs.
Yeah, you can still pick the spreads.
Yeah.
Rocky's trying to shut this down.
I
in
know
5
because
weeks.
We're
I
all
had a
gonna pick
perfect
the same
game.
teams.
I
We
don't
did it
remember
last
what.
year.
Going to because there's spreads.
Yeah, you have a 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're in the
I mean,
lead, it helps you anyway.
Yeah, I'm
So,
fine with it. I'm
yeah.
just going to pick whatever he picks.
There you go.
There it is.
No, you fucking aren't because I ain't gonna post my shit.
I'm not
How
going to
about
post
that?
my stuff.
We're gonna have.
Moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna settle this all fair. All right, so it's time to make some picks. Who's making picks first, guys? Who wants to go? I'll go first. Hey, everybody raise your hand at once. I will go with my dog first. All right, and my dogs are my hometown New York Giants getting 2.5 points at home versus those Commanders. And I will say
The
this:
Commies.
the Commies are hot. They're 6-1 in their last 7, but they're still the Commanders. It's still Taylor Heineke. They're still on the road.
That wire Sean Taylor statue.
And I think 2.5, them getting 2.5 points on the road is a little ridiculous, if I say so myself. My second pick is the Lions, those pesky Lions. They are also getting 1.5 points at home versus the Jaguars. I think there's a little bit of recency bias here with the Jaguars and
Big
that
time.
great drive,
Big
Yeah.
time.
beating the Ravens on the road in Florida and weather they're not probably used to playing in.
This is free money.
Lamar Jackson had some bowel issues during the week. So I expect the Lions to win that game outright. And then my last pick, I'm so sorry, Zach, but I'm gonna take the Titans plus 5 points.
I
I
think
think
that's a
5
great
points
play.
is a good pick because I do think where the Eagles struggle is where the Titans thrive.
Yep.
And I think the other way as well. I think they play good rush defense. So I think it will be a close game.
Great pick, seriously.
Kind of a toss up on who's going to win.
Do we know if Chase Young is coming back?
He is
for the-
coming
He
back,
is.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be back last week. They sat him for an additional week.
Yeah. So he should be 100% go. I wonder how many snaps he gets, though. I mean, they're playing well without him. So
Her name's Stefan Bell. She's like the medical.
Stephania Bell.
Stephania Bell. We have a Stephania Bell. We should use it more.
Yeah, we should use you more.
Like a Mark's medical.
Do you want to be used more?
like,
Are you open to being used more?
Hey, Mark's medical minute. Maybe just
Mark's
60
medical minute.
60 seconds of
He
hey,
would have to
this
put
is
some
who-
thought into that, though, so he might not want to do it.
Yeah, that sounds
He's so busy at work.
egregiously.
Can Mark be contained?
The
within
thing
a
is,
minute?
Mark's so busy at work, and then he has to go home and make pastries for his family.
You
so-
realize that if we did that,
Did
if
you
we
make
did Mark,
pastries?
if we
Yeah,
did Mark's
he's always
medical minute, it would
pastries and purees.
Deshaun Watson's member would be in that content every single week.
No.
It would not be a serious segment.
It's all
I'd
right.
be talking about.
You can still do
You
it.
still you get 60 seconds. You choose what you get to say.
All right,
Whatever
know
you
what?
want, buddy.
That might be fun.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. He's like a child.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'll
you
go
want-
next,
Yeah.
yeah.
you go.
It's Christmas.
So we're not going to pick our lock of the week, right?
Correct.
So
That's how
I
it
will
works.
start with
Week 13.
I'm going to also choose the
14.
Washington, but I'm going against what you said. I'm choosing Washington.
Okay.
Whoa.
To win that game, minus 2.5. I actually think Chase Young is going to minimize Saquon a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Keep your quarterback at bay a little bit.
Yeah.
And I like what Heineke, his stats are ugly,
But he's a gamer.
but they're finding a way to win.
I will say the Giants defense is so banged up. Yeah. I mean, there's a chance that they could play well. I'm just banking on them being the Commanders.
Well, but the only thing is, the Giants are banged up on defense, but their strength was in the secondary, I felt.
Well, yeah, that's where we're most banged up.
But they don't. But Heineke doesn't seem to be really throwing too much,
That's true.
So like it kind of favors you guys a little bit. But
So
I
that's
do
your
like
regular pick.
yeah.
Okay.
But I do like Brian Robinson quite a bit. I think.
Yeah, he had a nice game.
Yeah, and he seems like he's finding his way. And
He also got shot in the leg twice earlier in the year.
and
Yeah.
he's like, screw that.
Yeah.
He don't care.
You saw the hat that he wore? That huge
Yes,
hat.
I want one of those
That
hats.
was funny.
Oh, the big hat. That
Yeah.
was him. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I want a hat.
We should get big hats.
Yeah, no, okay. All right, my second, this would be my dog. And I am taking the Titans plus 5 versus
Whoa.
those Eagles too.
Okay.
I for the same reasons you mentioned. So
I think
I
that's
won't
a good
go into
pick.
it. Yep. And then another regular pick, I'm going to go. I don't know why I'm doing this. For second week in a row, I'm picking the Rams. Plus 7.5 versus the Seahawks. I did not see quit in the Rams defense. I saw a defense that even to the last play, we're still trying.
Yeah.
Now, does it change your mind? Well, I guess you can't change your mind that Aaron Donald has an ankle sprain. Mark's medical minute.
Yeah, that would have changed my mind. I'm going to be honest with you.
That don't matter.
Oh, look, that happened on Tuesday, not Friday.
You already said it.
but
It's binding.
But we're stuck. But I do think that I saw a few things later in the game with the quarterback. He thought he threw interceptions, which scares me.
Yeah.
But they were starting to take off some of the shackles on him, letting him throw. And I feel like
Sounds
he's
motivated.
No, that's not.
That's great analysis for a team that couldn't cover plus 15.5 points.
I think he's going to be allowed to throw a little bit more. And
I like him. He's fun to watch.
Well, and I think that they see something. There's a reason why he's their backup. I think they see something in practice.
Well, he's better than Walford.
Yeah. So I
like
think,
watching Wolford run.
I think they're going to cover that
It's
spread.
little legs.
So
Whittle wigs.
So those are
It's
my
like watching
three.
Sproles run.
Sproles
All right,
is great. Man.
Mark.
Me?
Yeah.
No, the other
All
Mark.
right. So
Go Jamarcus.
let's start out.
Why don't you just have them up
I
already?
feel like
Well,
every time you.
I did, but then I had to click out
Aren't they
to,
right here?
to see about. No, I don't have. All right. So this week is a statement game.
They are right there.
I think Buffalo is losing the edge that it has on the league, with a lot of people expecting them to be there at the end of the season, the AFC Championship game. I think this is a statement game against Belichick in Foxborough. So I'm taking Buffalo -4.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
No, you can't. Shut the
The
fuck up.
last time you said there was a statement game to be played, it was Baltimore -4 against the Jaguars.
Hey, asshole, I have 23 points. I mean, if you're taking anything I'm saying seriously, that's on you.
Hey, just go with what you got, Mark. Go.
All right. Another statement game.
Oh, jinx. The
Is-
jinx is real. You're about to go 0-4, dude.
Another statement game here is, you know what?
I hope you go 4-0.
He's coming back to town, man. He's playing in front of 35 of his former masseuses.
Oh, boy.
He's got something to prove in Houston, and he's gonna explode. -7 against the Texans away. Houston doesn't know who the fuck they are. Damian Pierce has been brought back to earth. They have no identity at quarterback. Brandon Cooks doesn't even want to play there. Their defense is shit. And Deshaun Watson.
Did you hear the quote from Brandon Cooks?
No.
They asked him, when did you know that you were outmatched? And he said, literally when we got onto the field.
That's great. I like Brandon Cooks. He deserves better.
Brandon
And
Cooks.
he
Free
was telling
Cooks.
the truth.
Free Cooks.
So I got them Browns -7, man. I can't believe I'm taking that shitty franchise, but I think they'll do it at least in his first game.
Okay.
I thought about that.
And what's your next pick?
I'm sure you did. My next pick is my dog.
Oh, you
That's a dog. That dog's going to the pound or getting put down.
Is that
I
a-
don't like doing it.
an effeminate dog?
Yeah, I think we should have it on the board and we just make it like really sell out with a good dog.
I could do a dog later, but then
Yeah.
it doesn't. Then we're just standing here.
Yeah.
We could try it next week. You want to try it next
let's
week?
try it. Let's try it.
No, I think we should bark.
I think we should get a real, but we don't really. We kind of half-ass.
I think
No,
it shows,
you kind of.
I think it shows
well,
something that like
yeah,
that.
we all kind of half-ass now.
We all half-ass.
Yeah, but
we
the
had more energy, but
dog
you bring
pound-
us down. I think
Yeah.
you're weak.
You need to have the best bark dog pound.
Your energy
realize,
sucks.
listen, realize
Yeah,
what
you
you're
are
going to
the
get
dog.
from me and add it to the board because this is what you're going to get. Like I'm going to half-ass it.
Oh.
I mean, I watched your show last week. It wasn't any better without me.
You're probably right.
I was going to say, it's not like you guys like without me. Like,
Hey, I want some of that.
That was
You do
good.
that. You gotta lead the team.
God damn it! Why can't you do that like for real?
Lead us.
I'm going to
Commit.
do it for him now.
Oh,
Fearless
yes.
leader.
I'm going to do it for
For
him.
Zaddy.
Commit.
All right, I'll commit too
All
if
right.
you commit.
This doesn't happen often, but I'm going to agree with Phil.
Wow.
I'm sticking to my guns, man. Trevor Lawrence
Obviously.
isn't a franchise quarterback.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of times where his play is very suspect. I love Detroit. I know they just lost, but prior to that, they were on a 3-game winning streak. They still have aspirations for the playoffs. I don't know that my prediction of them winning the division is going to come true
think
necessarily.
probably not.
But I think getting 1.5 at home against Jacksonville is a pretty safe
You
bet.
take the payout on that Detroit Lions ticket.
Boom.
Was it like 30 cents probably right now?
30 cents to win like $500 million.
Your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna start with my dog.
Well, that was just, I mean, come on.
I love it.
Got him. It got
Yes.
him going. So.
Assholes.
I'm gonna. I think I've probably bet the Giants the most on the show. I'm taking them with the points against the commies.
Yeah.
For the same reason Phil kind of said. I mean, I think the fact that they lost on Thanksgiving is
Got the mini bye and getting
think it
3
helps.
players off IR.
yeah. The next pick is another team that I like to bet on, the Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons +1 against
Yeah, I was
the Steelers.
surprised by that.
Yeah, for them to be an underdog I mean, the Steelers are okay. They're very mediocre. I think the Falcons they at least do something well. They rush the ball really well. I think Mariota's a gamer. I think he's going to, I think they win by a touchdown.
Heartbreaking
honestly.
loss.
Yeah.
I was really pulling for them,
Yeah. So Falcons are another team. And then I'm going to take, just lost my picks. I'm taking the Jets +3.
I don't think it's a terrible pick.
I was debating. There's a lot of good picks or a lot of good spreads this week, but I
It
think
is 1 o'clock Kirk, though.
it's 1 o'clock Kirk, but I think Mike White and the juice there just helps. So I think they cover.
It's time for our immortal locks of the week. Rocky, you can take the board back and make your lock. So my lock is those Cleveland Browns. Ooh, touch tips today, baby. Browns -7. Hey, give me some love. Touch They're tips. Going to wipe the field. You have to touch his tips too. No. Touch the Browns as well. But not a lot. Don't give them the satisfaction. But do it at the same time. No. That's like, should we cross? Let's cross it out. I'm not doing it. No. Go Rockies. Go Browns. That's it? Okay. Alright, well my lock is the Browns -7. The Texans are pretty sucky, and Brandon Cook said they felt outmatched when they got on the field. The Browns, nice win last week. You get Deshaun Watson back. He'll be able to make some plays with his legs. I think they cover it pretty damn easily. Mark, what's your lock? I can't believe Zach would take those Jets +3. They're playing Captain Dad at 1 o'clock at home. Mike White can suck on Zach Wilson's mom's titty because Minnesota minus a field goal at home with Captain Dad. It's a lock. Zach, what's your lock? Nervous? No, I forgot what it was for a second. I'll answer your question with a question. When Teron Armstead got hurt for the Dolphins, how many sacks did they allow against the terrible Texans? 4 to 5, probably 5, but I thought it was 4. 4 to 5 sacks. They're playing a 49ers defense that is going to kill them. Honestly, I thought the 49ers are going to be... I thought they were going to be underdogs here because Miami is, media's little princess. But I think the 49ers to win by at least 5 points. I'm taking it all day, every day. All right, lock it in, boys.
Well, that was good. I'm so sorry. I'm just having a bad day, man.
It's okay.
Do you
I
guys
think it's funny how you built that game up so much for San Fran, and then you're like, I think they'll win by 5.
That's all they need to do.
Do you think Tua gets injured?
No.
This is it because he
I think
got
that's
bent
gonna be a
back
great
pretty
game.
bad last week.
It's gonna be a
Yeah,
really good game.
that was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they should have pulled him earlier too. I don't know why they kept him in the game for that long.
Well, I think their left tackle got hurt, right?
That's
That's a guy, yeah.
That was Armstead. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. I didn't know his name. Look at you knowing stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a good show, guys. Are you looking forward? What games are you looking forward to this week besides Bengals Chiefs? Obviously,
I think that Miami 49ers game is going to be pretty good.
I think so too. That's a 4 o'clock game. So this is probably the best 4 o'clock slate I think we've had all year. Bengals Chiefs, Dolphins 49ers are
Last
both in
week-
the second.
Last week was
slate.
pretty good too. I mean, Seattle and Raiders going to OT.
I hate those teams.
Chargers. Yeah,
So,
but the teams you might not like the teams, but the
Yeah.
games were good.
But that's the problem. So since they suck,
Yeah.
I don't even watch the game.
Yeah.
I think there's, and it's not just because it's my team. I think there's interest seeing how Houston treats Deshaun.
There is there, yeah.
I wonder if they're just going to 100% trash him.
Is that a 4
or
o'clock game? Or that's
it's
a 1 o'clock
game.
Okay.
I want to see if there's anybody that sticks up for him.
Yeah.
I want to see how his old teammates, like, what are they gonna like? Are they gonna come after the game?
Do they even have it? Does he have any old teammates
Yeah,
there still?
he's got Cooks.
Are you kidding?
He
His
played
old
with-
teammates are gonna be like, dude, thank you so much for taking all the heat on that. They didn't even give a shit that I was
that was
there
getting those
too.
blows.
It was all you.
You know, I think we'll know a lot about how bad the Texans organization is.
Yeah, that's
by
true.
How they interact.
They got to put Davis Mills back in, right?
I
Have
think
to.
he's a better quarterback.
They have
still.
to. Why are they starting Kyle out?
Wasn't Mills hurt?
No,
Is that
no,
what they were
no.
saying?
You know, Mills hasn't been good. I mean, we came into the year thinking he'd be okay. He hasn't been
Yeah,
good.
but how? I mean, can you be good?
That quarterback draft class is probably the most.
I mean,
that's
that
the biggest
offensive
question
line
mark.
is pretty bad.
It's fair.
They got Brandon Cooks, who's good, but Nico didn't really play like what we thought
No,
he
he
would play.
didn't.
Damian has had great games, and then he's had okay games, and I don't think
But
it's
that's
him.
game. That's game plan exactly.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this past week he was awful, but he was.
I
running
think I
pretty hard.
alluded to that. I was down on him all on our live. Somebody was bigging him up. Who was that?
That was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
He had 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look
Hey,
at
I'll leak-
where
I'll
they
leak that
ran
one.
him, they ran
I'll
him
leak that
into the line.
Who? Oh, yeah.
their
Well, there's
game
nowhere to
plan.
run him. Yeah. I mean, Lovie Smith, the one thing he's not great at is offense. We know that.
This is true. I'm looking forward. I hope Justin Fields is back playing Green Bay at home. That's a game that you just get fucking hard for.
I think the Packers are going to beat you, so it's best that Fields is out, so you still have the hope of.
I think if Fields was there, they win that game.
What is Fields' injury?
What have they done?
Separated,
That's,
non-throwing
they've been
shoulder.
terrible.
The Packers, you're saying?
Yeah, they've been bad.
And
Jordan
on top
Love,
of that,
I don't know that Jordan Love. Like everybody talks about him like it's a verified conclusion that
He had a good. Yeah, I mean, throw 10 passes.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought a lot of people were out on Jordan Love. I thought he actually
No, they
had a
were.
pretty
I
decent
think.
game.
I think
he
since
finished
that,
the game
yeah.
well.
Oh, now people are saying.
Yeah, now, but
yeah.
in other
No.
starts,
That
I
was
think
Christian
he's looked
Watson, though.
terrible.
I mean, it was
Dude,
Christian
Christian
Watson being
Watson.
Christian Watson, I think.
He has the most touchdowns of any rookie. He also has more touchdowns than like Jay Jettis, Tyreek Hill. He's
He's
Yeah, he
looked
looks
good,
good.
but he's got a route.
that's true.
I mean, like
That's true,
he's not
yeah.
he's not a complete receiver. He's a throw it up and I'm faster than anybody on the field.
Eagles Titans will be a good game too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good matchups.
That's a
And
litmus
that's
test.
it's gonna tell me how good the Titans are for the end of
or
the
how
year.
bad the Eagles are.
I mean, I think it's how bad that matchup is for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think it's a bad matchup.
You know, that's
Yeah.
because I don't think the Eagles are bad.
AJ Brown revenge game though.
Ooh. Especially
that.
after that fumble too. I can't believe we've been fumbling the ball. We're gonna have another show if we just keep talking
Yeah.
about shit.
All right, yeah. So guys, listen, please check us out on all socials: TikTok,
Links in the
YouTube, primarily at GON Podcast. That's right. All right, please follow, like, and subscribe. Also, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, which are actually starting to get a little bit of traction on Instagram.
Yeah, we
which is
had
nice.
we had a big old clip. We did.
And number one, above all that, go to Chalkboard. Link is in our bio. Sign up for our board. Got a bunch of stuff there. These guys are pouring in a lot of work.
230 members.
Answering questions, Sundays, Thursdays, whenever you need lineup, trade advice, go there. And we have some meme chats too, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for watching. We love you. Peace.